Do you feel stuck with your art or bored by your art style or your creative process at the moment? Welcome back to my little creative corner of the internet. Or if you hear my voice for the first time today, welcome to my little creative corner, where we make art, be creative, and talk about everything related to being a creative in this day and age. Let's dive into today's topic of evolving our art style by researching and trying out a new art form, to rediscover our love for making art and being creative, as well as to find some new elements to incorporate into future work and revive our stuck creativity. We all get inspiration somewhere, and the unique remix we create from all the influences we see on a daily basis, like other artists' work on social media or in museums, the music we listen to, the graphic design we find cool at the store, the way we see the city or nature around us, the mediums and materials we have at hand to work with, those are all elements that play a big role in how we form ideas and how our art style develops over time. I feel like my art has always been a very big mixed media collage of different styles and influences, be it analog photography, street art, the fine arts in museums, theater, or just the way light peeks through architecture in the city and creates an interesting shadow. All those are things I find beauty in and inspiration for my art. Another consistent aspect of my art is that I always have phases where I focus on one aspect more than another. And in the last few weeks I felt I wanted to get back to my roots, as well as try something new by diving more into the rough aspects of street art and get more inspiration from my original point of starting my creative journey, which feels like it was more street art, analog photography kind of way. But what is street art? The Tate defines street art as related to graffiti art, but it covers a wide range of media and is more connected with graphic design. There are no rules in street art, so anything goes. I think for me the graphic design element and the roughness that seems to be allowed in street art are what makes it feel more like freedom for me. There is no pressure of creating something perfect, or all the little imperfections in your work of art is what makes the street art look cool, in my opinion. That's what is drawing me in since the beginning, so I wanted to get back of incorporating more of this into my own work. Now, how do I go on about an art style change or shift like this? First, I like to start by collecting pictures and other things that have the elements I was drawn to in the first place. Collect work and inspiration, not to copy, but to study, analyze, and get inspired by. There was something about those things that made you excited to create in the first place. Try to collect that essence in a way. For me, a good way to start with that is to create a Pinterest board where I just collect art and photos of things that spark my creativity. I did print out some of the inspiration pictures to create a mood board in my sketchbook for the new art style I'm trying to lean more into. That is going to be a reference point where I can flip back to get inspiration from. Remember, don't blindly copy someone else's work. Only steal elements, textures, ideas and details from a bunch of different sources and create your own masterpiece out of it. Maybe you have seen my Start a New Sketchbook with Me video I did a few weeks ago. There, the first page was already inspired by the more bold text collage elements, but make it rough. That's what I absolutely love about street art. I will link the video in the description down below if you want to watch some more creative experimentation of me. Besides the first page in this sketchbook, I decided to start easy by creating a sketchbook spread, incorporating a receipt I got on a trip lately and some paint splatters to create a less polished background to draw on top of it. I feel like the more rough and less perfect elements of the artworks of street style is what draws me in at the moment, so I wanted to incorporate that more messy look as well as the graphic elements by including some text quote at the bottom of the page. For the portrait on top of everything, I also tried to not strive for perfection and not beat myself up if a part wasn't working like I wanted to, just make it messy and create some marks on the pages. The second artwork I wanted to make, inspired by the new style of art I had looked at in the last few weeks, was a digital collage. I just love to work with collages and a bunch of different elements, and I thought it would fit the theme of this art style quite good. I just got out my iPad to work digital to make the process more easy and fun and not so messy in the glue type of way. This collage just includes a bunch of different elements like text, the contact sheets and paper textures I found on the internet, but I also added my own composition as well as the drawing on top of it. All in all, I just had so much fun with this creative challenge, and I would highly recommend every creative and fellow artist to try this, especially if you feel stuck in your creative journey at the moment. Study and analyze what inspires you to give your creativity some fresh wind. Just look for some art styles or a movie, whatever you have seen recently that you thought would be beautiful, and analyze what kind of elements was the ones that got you hooked in to get inspired again. I hope you enjoyed going on this little creative adventure with me. If you did, a thumbs up would make me really happy. And if you want to join me on this and many more creative adventures, hit the subscribe button down below. Thanks so much for watching.